Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you?
How are you?
I'm
nice
good.
to talk to you.
I'm good. So you got a listener question, huh?
I did, and I like it. I mean, I feel bad for the guy, but he told me that he had taken in his car to have the tires rotated, and when he came back to pick up his car, the taillight was smashed.
That seems like a bad way of rotating tires.
I'm not sure which way they rotated them, but yeah.
Right. Up. Exactly.
He rotated them right into the taillight, apparently. Anyway, they didn't argue that they weren't going to pay for it, but they made him sign a release. And the release says on it, and this is what he wrote about before he signs it, he doesn't understand why they'd make him sign something that says, it's understood and agreed that this settlement is the compromise of a doubtful and disputed claim, and that the payment made is not to be construed as an admission of liability on the part of the party or parties hereby released who deny liability, therefore, and intend merely to avoid litigation and buy their peace.
So they are paying him, and then they're denying liability. Why does that make sense? Why?
Right. And this sounds like something out of a Groucho Marx movie, right? The party of the first part, the party of the second part. They're doing this all to confuse him. And what does that mean, to buy his peace? They're not buying his peace. They're buying him a new taillight because they broke it.
A piece of plastic is what they're buying. Yep.
Right, but they wrote P-E-A-C, so they actually want him not to come down and bang them in the head, which is what he wants to do when he reads this stuff.
Rotate
which
their
is written
tires.
it's written by a bunch of insurance weasels and a bunch of lawyers, I can tell you. Right? Why would you sign something that says...
So does he sign it? What's the
signs it. Right. So the bottom line is, he should sign this. He was worried that if he signed something saying this is a disputed claim and they deny liability, then if they don't pay him, he can't go into court because they've just denied liability. But what I would tell him is, a release only takes effect once both parties have agreed to what they've agreed to and have fulfilled their obligations. So if they don't fulfill their obligation by paying him, then he doesn't have to deny liability. This whole thing is as if it never happened. That said, while it may be nice to want to prove a point and say, don't deny liability, I want you to print this on every billboard from here to Tulsa.
Right.
You don't care what they say about you or anyone else. Give me my money and I'll walk away, and that is what will happen if you sign that release. So that's what I advised him to do.
Just signing on the dotted line. All right, that sounds great.